Hi, welcome everyone to this edition of Rider Spotlight. Today we have our second overall men's finisher, who happened to be our very first U23 finisher, Robbie Day. Hey, Robbie.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time out today. Why don't you just start off by telling us a little bit about what you've been doing?
Yeah, so the season has started off with racing, and I've been getting out to all the pro XCTs and the US races, really pushing it on the XC circuit right now. That's kind of been my thing for the past 3 months or so.
Yeah, tell us about the Wisconsin race that you just got back from.
Yeah, that was a very interesting course. It was a single day race, unlike a lot of the other races before that. They all had a short track before, so but this one was just one day, and we went into it not really having ridden in Wisconsin a whole lot before, but getting there, the course was very interesting. It was very different. It was very turny. It was very much like a cross course. Didn't have a whole lot of climbs, so then it ended up kind of being a 15-person group race, which was pretty fun and pretty strategic. And yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a lot of sprinting out of corners and really just a short track for about an hour and a half. Really kind of hurt that way.
Classic Midwest tracks, it
Oh
sounds
yeah.
like. I really do have to applaud USA Cycling for bringing the Pro XCT into Arkansas and Wisconsin and
Hmm.
allowing Midwesterners to have a chance to attend and spectate and see more of the country than what, like the 4 out of 5 races they would have in California in the past.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, it's very good for that. It's getting out to other states outside of just the West Coast and the Rocky Mountains area. Really inspire a lot of more kids because there's a lot more kids getting on bikes now with Nike in those areas specifically, especially in Arkansas and in Wisconsin, where a lot of big Nike programs are based.
yeah, and let's talk about NICA a little bit and your team, the Bear Development National team.
Mhm.
Were you, did you get to take part in the NICA program? And then tell us about Bear.
Yeah, so I pretty much started racing my like 1 week before my first freshman high school race. I never really raced a specific mountain bike race before then. And so I knew I signed up for NICA racing because I'd ridden my bike a good amount for fun before then. But then I also decided to do the high school racing. Really, it's just side training and as for fun originally. But then it got me into racing, and it really kind of got me started. And I've kind of been doing that ever since for the past 4 years now, and it's been a lot of fun. And then 2 years ago, I applied for Bear Development Team, and they've been helping me a lot ever since. And it's been a great experience having people to stay at the races with, meeting new people, meeting new sponsors, and all that. Just immersing myself in the bike industry.
So it sounds like Bear Development is more like a launching platform to support those elite level junior racers
Mhm.
and to help introduce them to sponsorships and what it's like to race professionally. What has been the biggest asset in participating in this program so far?
Oh, it's easily been our team director, Julia Violich. She's always there to help you through races, strategery in races, training, helping find people to solve your issues, helping find coaches, um, learning how to manage yourself professionally, and all those kind of things. She really works hard to teach us all those things to prepare us for a career in professional cycling and just develop us as riders.
It's great having a mentor like that. So last year we didn't get to race very much. And then the Apex was kind of like, will it happen? Won't it happen? How did you get introduced to that race? How did you make the decision to come out to Colorado Springs?
I can't exactly remember how I found out about the race, but I only live about an hour and a half away from Colorado Springs. And So I think I heard about it by word of mouth, maybe, or yeah, probably by word of mouth. And then I kind of just decided to do it because it was the end of the season. Nothing else much was happening. I saw that a lot of the high level people were doing it. It had a very good prize purse. You guys put that together very well, and all that. And I thought it would suit me pretty well with all the climbing that it had on the course and the stage race format I'd never really done before. So I wanted to try it out. And so I kind of just went into it deciding it would be my A race because nothing else had happened and I didn't have anything else to peak or work for. So I just went into it like that. Lots of hard weeks of training before then. And yeah.
Yeah. So walk us through those first 2 days when did you expect that you were going to finish as well as you did? Did you expect to be in competition for the podium going into it?
Not really. I kind of went into it just saying I would like to be like top 10 or something like that. I'd be very happy if I was in that. And then I saw on the time trial day, I was, I think, seventh or eighth, one of those two. And I was really happy with that, especially considering I'm not probably the best person for a time trial, being kind of small and scrawny. It just makes time trialing hard. And then I was excited to start in the front group, and I kind of just decided to hang on at that point on the second day with the climb and just see where it went. And yeah, ended up sitting in third by the end of the second day, I believe. So then I kind of decided I have to keep working for this podium now.
Right. And then on day 3, we had the big 22 miles of climbing, I think, before we hit Jones and Captain Jack's on the way down. Were you near Russell and Ryan during those times? Like, were you guys kind of working together? Tell us how that climb went.
Yeah, at that point, it was really kind of stayed as a group for the first part of the climb as the group of like 25 for the first part of the climb. And then we hit a piece of single track and it dropped down to about a group of 8 people or so. And by that point, everyone was pretty exhausted as it was the third day. We were about halfway up the climb. And it was mostly Josiah pulling at that point. He was working really hard at that point to try and break up the group. And there were other people taking pulls, but at that point, my legs were almost dead. So I really would get on the front and almost immediately have to get off. It was very rough in that sense. But then once we hit the single track, it split up and the groups kind of fell apart, and it was every man for himself on the descent on that day.
Yeah, so during the race, this is 4 days and it's big miles. We're at altitude, lots of climbing. What's in your pockets? What are you eating? What are you snacking on? What do you have necessity-wise that you're carrying with you?
Yeah, so on the first day, I think I just had a goo gel beforehand. I think probably a vanilla one that's usually my go-to. Actually, probably like one of Goo's new liquid lemonade ones. I find those a lot easier to get down. The second day, it was probably about the same, except just more gels. One about every 45 minutes or so, along with I believe I had 2 bottles on my bike with drink mix in them, with Roctane mix in them. And then on the third day, it was about the same as the second day. And then the final day, it was a gel beforehand, then one during the race about halfway through, and then just finishing off, trying to hold on and just not lose any time taking a gel or anything like that.
Yeah, so as we finished out the week, what was your favorite moment of the Apex?
I think it was getting to the top of the final climb, to the top of Captain Jack's on the final day. There was just a lot of people up there cheering you on. I thought that was very nice. I saw one of my friend's dads right at the top, and I wasn't exactly sure where that climb ended because I hadn't pre-ridden that fourth day. And he was just yelling at me that the climb was just about to finish. And that kind of got me over the top into the final descent, which was a lot of fun. And just a lot of very motivating and enjoyable.
Absolutely. I think that as just a cyclist, as endurance riders, we learn a lot about ourselves during an event like this, where there's many days and there's lots of emotions that we go through. If you're talking to a younger rider who's thinking, okay, this race looks kind of cool and I really want to see what I can do, what advice would you give some of those junior riders who might want to take a stab at the Apex?
I would say go in, hold yourself to expectations, but at the same time, don't be too rigid about them. You don't want to get in your own head and think I can't do this. You really want to just be able to be happy with what you do. Hold yourself to your own expectations, not in the sense of placement or how fast you are compared to other people, but of how strong you felt on a climb or how good maybe your heart rate was or your power was, something like that, so that you're more, it's an achievable goal and it's just based on what you do, not what other people do, because you can't control what other people do. And it's just it can be very frustrating if you set a goal that's based on how well you do compared to other people, and then other people have a really good day and maybe you don't have as good of a day. That can really get you down, especially over a 4-day stage race, I think.
What's your favorite thing about mountain biking, Robbie? Like, what does it bring to you? What keeps you stoked to go out there and suffer in these races?
Hmm. Um, I mean, I really enjoy things like adventure rides where you're getting out into a new place and exploring it. And I thought that was very fun about Pikes Peak. I had partially ridden some of those trails. I'd never ridden any of stage two. I'd ridden Captain Jack's a couple times, but I don't think I'd ridden all the way up Gold Camp and down. What was the trail? Jones something. And then seeing more Palmer Park was fun and all that. I really enjoyed that. That's really I think it's a lot of fun getting out to check out new places. Then also it's a lot of fun racing against people and just pushing myself. I enjoy that, seeing what I can do and proving to myself that I can do better than I thought I could.
Pushing those boundaries. I like it. Do you have any adventures planned for this summer?
I'd like to check out more of the backcountry trails around me in the Denver area. And I'm excited to check out later, more in the fall. I'm actually going to Colorado College in Colorado Springs. And I'm excited to check out more of the Colorado Springs trails that way. And yeah, that's about it. More races too. Probably rides connected to those though.
Yeah, I think as this summer moves on, since we're unofficially kicking off summer with Memorial Day weekend, we get to access more of that high alpine, more of that backcountry type of riding, and
Yeah.
also stoked for more exploration there. So a little bit of a lightning round for you. Now, these first two questions, in respect to the Apex, were you on a hardtail or full suspension last year?
Full suspension, a Trek Super Caliber.
Nice. What width were your tires?
2.2.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice and skinny. Um, do you prefer at any time riding in t-shirt and baggies, or are you full on Lycra?
Really depends. I've been switching off a lot recently. Yeah, I'd say I'm definitely more biased towards Lycra, but then I enjoy a baggy jersey and a baggies in general.
Dessert, what's your favorite?
Mm, Probably ice cream.
Now
I
you're
would
gonna have to
say,
name your flavor.
yeah, I'm thinking about a flavor. Probably caramel, if they have it, like salted caramel. I'll
Ooh,
get that anytime.
very nice. All right, what about favorite pre-ride meal?
Hmm. Mm, Probably pancakes. Pretty basic, but you can't really go that wrong.
No, you can't. Pancakes, I think they're the best. Riding in single track in the mountains or desert?
Mountains easily. Desert single track is fun, but it's hard to compete with mountains.
If you're going to lounge and spend the day out, would you rather explore a river, lake, or an ocean beach?
An ocean beach. Yeah.
Do you surf?
Not really. No. I have taken a couple lessons, but it's not something that comes that naturally. And it's very hard. So
I think unless you're born on the coast, it doesn't come
yeah.
naturally to any of us Midlanders. Okay, Memorial Day weekend is coming up. What do you prefer to throw on the grill?
I really got no preference. I enjoy most things that you grill. Ribs, burgers, steaks, all that. I definitely enjoy all that.
Do you have any plans for this Memorial Day weekend?
Yeah, I'm actually going down to Durango to race the Iron Horse, the road race, and then the mountain bike race. 2-day race kind of thing. Should be fun with some teammates and good competition there.
Awesome. I totally forgot that race was this weekend. So best of luck to you in that endeavor. Will we be seeing you this September at the Apex?
Oh yeah, I'll definitely be there. I'll definitely
awesome.
be there. I'm excited to go back for it.
Well, you definitely have a podium spot to defend, and we can't wait to see you back, and we wish you best of luck the rest of this season, Robbie.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah,
so I'm excited to be back.
Awesome. Well, we will see you in September then.
See you then.